Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and greetings everyone. Okay, I am Dr. Khalil Omar and for today's topic we will actually learn about chapter 4, which is motivation. This motivation chapter basically although it is chapter 4 in our textbook, but it is a third topic in our syllabus because chapter 3 in the textbook, personality, will not be discussed in our syllabus. So what we will learn in this chapter about motivation, basically you will know what is the meaning of the motivation. The second one is to discuss the types of motivation theories. We have a lot of theories and apply the various motivation theories in an organizational setting. And lastly, to suggest ways to cope with the different needs in employees. As for introduction, managers have not clearly identified what is necessary for good performance, such as whether it is the performance because of the behaviors, tasks, goals and strategy that are needed. So managers have not determined how to measure successful performance. So employees may not have the right abilities to carry out the job. So employees have different levels of motivation to do the job, and employees want rewards different from what their supervisors think they want. So these are all the dilemmas in managing employees, because as a manager, you must identify what are the factors that will influence a good performance. As you all know, many factors. For example, behavior. Sometimes behavior will lead to the performance. But other than behavior, the goals also very important, as well as tasks. Different tasks will, difficulty of tasks will influence the job performance, and the strategy or action plan that you derive at the beginning of the activities would influence how the performance of the activities will be. So in terms of the performance itself, how to measure, it is very difficult to measure because performance not only have many factors, the performance level sometimes also varies in terms of the ways to measure. Some can be measured using certain tools, and the tools also was not absolute because we have perceptions that will influence the ways to measure the performance. That what we learned before in chapter 2 about perception. So it is very difficult to measure the performance. So at the same time, the abilities to carry out job, sometimes it could be different among employees because employees are unique. They have their own ability. So to carry out a performance, the abilities of course so much influence this level. However, the right abilities for a right performance was unable to really determine because performance influenced by many abilities. At the same time, the most important part about the motivation, because employees have different level. So we need to know what kind of motivation, how to motivate the employees. At the same time, the rewards plays the most important part, but what employees want sometimes is different from what employer can give. So the supervisor also sometimes think differently in terms of how to reward employees. So there are many dilemmas that we happen to encounter in day-to-day basis. So that's why in order to improve the performance in managing organizational behavior, so you need to know what will motivate the employees, because the behavior of the employees will influence the performance. So in order for you to ensure the performance is increased, you need to understand about the factors, including the motivation. So you shouldn't find out before they run, meaning that before they goes to other company, you need to know what motivates them, because if you don't motivate the employees, they will run away from your company. They will go to company that can motivate them. So what is motivation actually? So the meaning of motivation is actually the willingness to exert high levels of effort to reach organizational goals, conditioned by the effort's ability to satisfy some individual need. So basically we know definition, yeah, just now. The willingness to exert high levels of effort. Okay, of course, to reach the organizational goal, at the same time, depends on the ability of the employees to satisfy their needs. So, some also define motivation as a set of forces that cause people to behave in certain ways. So, the forces, yeah. Another definition. So, that's why people behave in certain ways because of their forces, the inner forces inside themselves. This way that cause them to behave. Okay. So in this textbook, the motivation defined as the psychological factors within a person that determined psychological forces. Yeah. So I mentioned to you the forces within themselves, yeah, not the external forces, the internal forces or psychological forces within a person or the employees that determine first the direction of behavior in an organization, meaning that whether the forces inside them will lead them to behave in certain way, whether positive direction or negative direction. So whatever that happens in terms of behavior, in terms of positive or negative, it will be determined originally from the internal forces or the motivation. And these forces also will actually determine the effort of how hard people work. As I mentioned just now, willingness to exert high level of effort. The effort here is determined by the motivation. If let's say the motivation is high, the effort will be high. That would be the second definition. And the third one is the persistence displayed in meeting goals. So it will lead to the direction. The first thing that I mentioned just now, direction, whether it could be positive or negative. The second one, it will determine the effort, whether it will be high or low effort. And the third one, it will determine the persistence. What is persistence? Persistence will be consistency. How consistent is the behavior? So it could be consistent or persistent, high or low. So in this case, if the persistent in meeting the goal is very high, meaning a motivation, when there is a motivation, people will keep continue to strive the goals, meaning that although sometimes there will be a failure, of course along the way in meeting a goal does not mean it will be a very long it's something, it could be a long process, yeah, not a short process. So of course we will face a lot of obstacle or hindrance in terms of failures or resistance. So when this happens, if a person is very high motivation, they are very persistent, meaning they whatever happen along the way, they will still keep continue to pursue their goals. That is the another definitions in terms of motivation. So as I mentioned just now, the forces that will determine three different things can be defined as the motivation. There are two types. In terms of type, I could put here. It could be intrinsic or it could be extrinsic. So what does it mean here? Intrinsic is internal. Extrinsic will be external motivation. What does it mean? Intrinsic motivation is behavior performed for its own sake, meaning that a person that when they behave in order to fulfill their own sake, it is their internal drive or inner drive that motivates them or that makes them behave to achieve something. While extrinsic motivation is a behavior performed to acquire rewards. They are motivated because of external things, not because of themselves, not because of they have their own faith, they have their own dream, their own goal, because they want to achieve external thing. For example, like the money or rewards okay, let's say in the company, a manager asks you to do something. So if you do not want to do, if you do it because you are a very good person, you respect your boss, although you do not get anything, that will be your intrinsic motivation. But some of the person, they do it because they want to get a good performance evaluation by the supervisor. That will be extrinsic, because not you yourself who determine that you want to do the thing, but it is because of your manager will give you something in return if you do it. So that will be the extrinsic. So you can differentiate between intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. So as you can see, motivation does not necessarily mean only for intrinsic. It could come from extrinsic. It could be defined as extrinsic, meaning something that motivates you from external forces. Okay. Okay, so in this process of motivation, so you need to understand a motivation has a process. First, needs unfulfilled. Start from the, call it process, yeah. Start from the needs unfulfilled. What does it mean unfulfilled here? Meaning that there will be something that you want or you need, but it's not yet achieved. You do not fulfill yet, or you do not achieve yet your need. For example, you need a house, so that will be your needs unfulfilled. And then after you need that, there will become a tension. So this tension actually initiate drive. Of course, you tension because you do not achieve your needs yet. So for example, you see everybody having a house, so you do not have a house, so you will actually feel inferior, you will feel disadvantaged as to compare with your friends. So there is a tension there. So this tension will actually initiate a drive. Drive is like your call it your aim or drive, yeah. So it will actually initiate this drive. You want to do something. So what happens after you have the drive? You will do a search behavior. A search behavior meaning that you want to clarify how to fulfill the needs. As I mentioned just now, you have a house, you don't have a house, and then you become tension because you feel inferior among your friends. So you want to have a house. This is your drive. So you search behavior meaning you try to fulfill the dreams of house by identifying what kind of house by looking at income, how to increase an income. Maybe because before this you do not have an income, you do not have enough income to buy the house. So now you want to buy a house, so that's why you want to have a better income. That your search behavior. And then after you have multiple options, then you will satisfy the needs. Meaning that you will have, for example, you search maybe in order to fulfill your needs to have a house, so you will have to work somewhere else. That will be your search behavior. You want to have a higher income, and there is a company can provide you higher income, so you will go to the company that provide higher income. Maybe you move to another company because they have higher salary. So that will satisfy the needs, and finally will reduce the tension. Of course, when you satisfy your needs, you will reduce the earlier tension because you do not fulfill your needs. Okay, so you understand, very easy. It's like every day we feel that. Just now I just elaborate the process in a structured manner, a step by step. Basically, this is what we do every day in order to fulfill our needs. So these are the motivation process, basically. Okay. So why motivation is important? So as you know, we need to study motivation because we need to know the theories. So as you know, motivated employees help organizations survive. So if you know how to motivate your employees, when you learn about motivation, you learn about theory of motivation. So when you understand the theory about motivation, you know the steps in order to motivate, because we will learn about how to create a motivation, how motivation helps to increase performance. So at the end, when the employees is motivated, what happen? Of course, the company will be the winning end. The company will receive an impact of higher level performance. Company will be more productive or more profitable. At the same time, employees are more productive, as I mentioned just now. By having more productive employee, an organization will be more competitive. So therefore, managers need to understand what motivates the employees, workers, subordinates and people. So that's why, as I mentioned just now, important for everyone to study organizational behavior, because in organizational behavior we study about people's behavior in an organization. Especially motivation is very important, because if there is no motivation, people will not go to work. So people will be like very lazy and not have a higher effort. People will give like very low effort. When people give very low effort, the productivity is not there. People will actually try to do their own personal things in the office environment, because they are not motivated to contribute to the organization. Okay. At the same time, the importance of motivation is to lead to achievement of organizational goals. As I mentioned just now, everything, when you have a motivation, you will have higher effort, you will have positive direction, you will have higher persistence. So when all this happen, it will lead to your organizational achievement of the goals, because organization, what is the most important thing is to achieve goal. For example, as I mentioned in first chapter, every organization have goals. So for example, in UiTM, our goals in UiTM is to achieve to educate people. So if the staff is not motivated, how you want to educate the people, especially the students? So the coordination and cooperation takes place simultaneously. So when there is a motivated staff, people will coordinate and cooperate. So they will work together in a harmonious way in order to achieve the organizational goals. At the same time, is to build friendly relationship. Okay, maybe I could put in writing the importance. Just now, to achieve organizational goal, second one is to friendly relationship. Of course, by having people that is motivated, people will actually be positive. They will I mentioned just now, they will give high effort, high persistence, and very high positive behavior. So when people are positive, there will be no negativity. People will be satisfied with their job. When they satisfied, they will work together in very friendly environment. So there's no bad politics. There will be no bad competition among staff, because people are motivated to help each other because they are very positive. And at the same time, of course, to improve employees' efficiency. Efficiency, of course, what is efficiency? Efficiency is where you give a best performance at very low cost, meaning there will be no error. Everything is efficient, no error, job will be faster, and customer will be more satisfied because they will receive a very efficient service. The production will be very low cost because no error. If you are not efficient, you will do a lot of error, a lot of mistakes, and they will increase cost. So why? Because you do not have motivation to do it properly. So that's why if you have a high motivation, you will try your best effort in order to fulfill the organization needs or organizational goals. So you will work at your best. So there will be no mistakes. There will be no we call it trouble or problems in the office. So employees work harder and showing their best at their performance by having a motivation. So there is a formula, as you can see, as I mentioned just now, about the importance, basically about the performance of the staff, performance among the staff with their colleagues, as well as performance of organization. Everything will be determined by the motivation. So what is the relationship between the motivation and the performance? So I will show you. There is a mathematical formula. It's like a calculation. Okay, motivation times ability leads to performance. Okay, so what this is the motivation, you know already. What is ability? Ability, it could be in the slide, it could be education, knowledge. For example, education, knowledge. So it could have a mental, mechanical, or psychomotor. Mental, mechanical, and even psychomotor. These are all education and knowledge of that a person have, which is their ability. As I mentioned just now, so when you have a motivation, which is your internal forces that drive you or give you effort and direction and persistence. So, however, in order for you to perform, to behave in certain manner, like to achieve goals, to be efficient, you need to have an ability. If there is no ability, zero. Let's say motivation, you have 100%, but zero ability, what will happen? Do we have performance or not? of course when you times 0, it will be 0, right? So there will be no performance at all because you do not have the ability. So in order for you to have a performance, you need to have ability. What is ability? Many things that influence ability. Many things comprise and many ability comprise of many things. For example, education. So you need to have some performance like a lecturer, for example. Of course, a lecturer need an education because they need to provide knowledge. If you do not have education, how you want to perform how you want to perform in delivering knowledge? But not only education, other abilities like mechanical skills. Yeah, mechanical skill. What is mechanical? Mechanical refers to physical, or we call it equipment. You need to have an equipment for you to perform. If you have motivation but the equipment does not there, for example, for research, you want to build a new product, you want to produce a new product, you have a very high motivation but you do not have the equipment to produce it, so it will not lead to the performance because you need to have the mechanical thing for you to produce. That is also ability. And then as well as the psychomotor, your action, your physical ability, like you need to run or you need to walk in order to perform. If you, for example, for a sprinter, sprinter, the runner. So if you the runner is very high motivation, but suddenly the leg broken, so he do not have the psychomotor ability. So can he perform? Of course he can't perform because not only motivation, the skill psychomotor is also important because it is part of the ability. So that's why I mentioned just now, this is a formula. You need to have the ability in order for you to perform. But however, if you have 100% ability but you do not have motivation at all, what happens? If you have full 100% ability but no motivation, 0, it will lead to 0 performance as well. Meaning that you have the ability, you have your knowledge, you have your physical 100% fit, you have your equipment ready, but then no motivation. If you do not have motivation at all, how you want to perform? Because you just sit and doing nothing because you do not have more motivation to drive your effort, to drive to exert your effort, to force you to do performance. So that's why motivation is very important, because in order to lead for performance, it must be at least more than 0, because not only ability must times the motivation. Okay, that would be the formula. So this, from here you can understand already why motivation is very important in a performance. So you must take care about motivation. Not only you take care about ability, because company or employer, they take care about ability. They provide the staff with the equipment. They provide knowledge. They hire a very good, brilliant staff, very high education. But then, what happened? There's no motivation factor. The company do not take care about the needs of the staff. The staff needs very good environment. The staff needs fellow workers, like their colleagues are supportive. But what happened when the staff join in the company, very high education, very fit, and equipment are available, but the staff do not find the colleagues good. The staff find the colleagues very negative. So when this happen, the staff will not have motivation. So at the end, the staff will not perform in their job. Okay, so that's an elaboration. You can elaborate many other things on how a motivation that influence performance. Yeah. So as I mentioned just now, motivation alone not ensure high performance. ability plays a role in work performance, meaning that the three education knowledge in terms of mental, mechanical and psychomotor plays very important elements in in contributing or in influencing the performance of the staff. Okay, so ability just now can be also increased. Yeah, sometimes when you have a high level of motivation, the staff are very much motivated, already have 100%, but ability is only 20%. Why? So what happened here? So it will still not high enough lah. So you will have a very considered. Maybe we don't use percentage, we use number. Okay, let's say we have 5 motivation and ability have only 1. So you will only have 5 performance. So can we 5 is the maximum, yeah, from 1 to 5. So we have ability of 1. Can you increase the ability? Of course, you still can increase the ability because like physical, you can increase physical ability. Like people who run slow can run fast if you train them, right? You practice every day to increase the ability of physical, like through exercise, through practice. Similarly for mechanical, your equipment, you can increase your equipment. Right now, for example, you have a capacity of you can increase by updating software for a computer system that can be very fast or very able to do more than what they do now. Of course, mental knowledge can be increased because ability of knowledge and mental can be trained or can be developed using like constant learning, using experience. So as you all know, that is how to increase the ability. So now we need to concern on how to increase motivation. We have 5 ability. So if you have 1 motivation, it will be the same. You need to increase to 5. If you increase to 5, you will have full mark of 25 performance. So how to increase motivation? So that it will be elaborate further in this topic that will actually disclose or explore about the theories. We have a lot of theories in motivations. Theories that will actually introduce you how to increase the motivation of employees. Okay, so we need to know about theories. Okay, so in theories of motivation, we have the earlier one, which is the classical one, or the traditional. This is a long time ago, it has been introduced. Yeah, so we have 3 classical or early theories of motivation. So the first, of course, the Maslow theory. We call it Maslow hierarchy of need. Maslow hierarchy of needs. And then we have Douglas McGregor. And the last one we have Herzberg. So McGregor basically we call it theory X and Y. X and Y. Hierarchy of needs will be from Maslow. And last one is the Herzberg. BERG. Herzberg, we have 2-factor theory. Okay, these are the 3 important classical or basic or early motivation needs. Because just now, as I mentioned, in order for you to increase the motivation, you need to understand how to increase it. So in order to increase, there are a lot of theories that can guide you in order for you to increase the motivation. So the first one, Maslow hierarchy of needs. So it was the first time that it's introduced long time ago, which is on 1943 by Abraham Maslow. So this Abraham Maslow, he focused on the internal forces, because it's just now we have internal and external. So right, so the internal is the inside the person's self. So this Maslow theory maintains that a person does not feel a higher need until the needs of current level has been satisfied. So if I can show you the slides, so you can see here there is a 5 level of hierarchy. So these are the level. If we start from the bottom, and number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. So in order for you to fulfill the second one, so we have here is the first level, which is the physiological. Physiological is the basic or the lowest level of needs. A person need their physiology needs, something like a basic needs. Example, basic human needs, which is the food, water, or air. So if you if you want to increase a motivation, you must fulfill everything, the lowest one first, before you go to the second one. What is second one? Second one is the safety. So safety is the second important level, meaning that in Maslow, for one person, the lowest level, the basic level, which is food, need is very much important. If the person do not have food, how they can survive? So they need to have ability to survive first before they can need higher thing. For example, safety needs something like a house. So a person need food very much important as compared to a house, right? So that's why if you offer a house, for a person that do not have food, a person do not have money, you offer free house with no money and no income. So how the person want to live in that house, because the person want the money first to buy food. If a person only have a house without food and money, it will not be their motivation. You offer a person to work for you, you don't give any money, you just give a house. So how the person want to buy food? So that's why you must give money first before you give a house. If you give a house, they will not be motivated because they need money. Unless they already have money, then you offer a house, which is your second level. Then they can motivated to work for you because they will fulfill the second level here. They will fulfill the needs of house. So that's why motivation the person will be motivated according to which level they are. If the first level already completed, then they will need the second one. So you can offer the person the second level in order to increase their motivation. Okay, so you understand here, as I mentioned here, the example. What does it mean by hierarchy? Hierarchy meaning the second is higher, and you must fulfill the first level before you fulfill the second level. A person will be motivated if they already if you offer a house here, you must make sure the person already have the basic. If you offer a house without having the person do not have physiology, the person do not fulfill yet the physiological needs, they will not be motivated for the safety that you offer. Okay, I hope you understand. So we go back to the explanation just now. So individuals cannot move to the next higher level until all needs at the current level are satisfied. That is what I mentioned here. The person cannot move. You must fulfill the first level, the lower level, before it goes to higher level. So, and why is it in pyramid here? In pyramid, because the second level is lesser or lower quantity. You become narrow because everybody needs the first one, but the second needs is lesser. Not everyone needs the second one, and the third one is also very lesser, and the fourth one of lesser as compared to the previous one, and the last one will be the least people require that needs. Okay, individuals therefore must move up the hierarchy in order. So the hierarchy here shows that everybody, when they fulfill the lower one, they will need the second level, the third level, because they have finished, fulfill everything at the second one. The person will need the third level. So these are the explanation. Human have 5 needs, as I mentioned just now. So each need becomes satisfied, the next need become dominant. So if you already satisfy the physio, you don't want the physio anymore. You want the safety. Okay. So what is physio? As I mentioned just now, basic needs of an individual. This is the basic one, such as food, drink, shelter, and everything. The safety can be also like, as I mentioned, like insurance, physical protection. So you need a physical protection or insurance after you already have everything: your house, your income, your salary, your of course, salary can buy everything like drink, food, and so on. Okay, so meaning that if a company, they do not offer salary very good, they offer very less salary, but they said we offer insurance. Some company offer insurance very high but salary very low. So do the staff will be motivated or not? Only certain staff lah. For example, the staff that already have they already have enough salary, they would need the insurance because the staff already fulfill the first level, which is the income. If you, let's say the staff that is very low salary, they do not fulfill yet the income requirements, they do not want the insurance because insurance is the second level, the safety level. So you cannot motivate staff by saying you give insurance because the staff do not have enough income. You must motivate using income first. You give salaries until they feel satisfied, then you can promote the insurance because insurance is the second level. Okay, you understand what I'm talking here. So the next one, of course, the social. What is social? Social means affiliation with others, affection and friendship. So the third needs is a friendship or social. So you must fulfill the income, the basic needs, and then you must fulfill the insurance, protection, and so on, the safety needs. Then the staff require the social or friendship. Meaning that if you, let's say you want to motivate staff, you provide staff a very good environment that everybody is very friendly, everybody is very helpful, it will motivate the staff, provided the staff already have the enough income and enough protection. then they like to work with you because the surrounding is very friendly, the environment is very friendly. If the staff do not have enough income, you provide friendly friendship also they do not want, because they want the income, they want the salary. That's why some people have to work in a very bad company, everybody not very good working environment, but they still work there because they still need the money, they still need the basic needs, they still require a very they need to fulfill the first and second level first. So doesn't matter the friends, the environment is friendly or not, they still working, they still have to work there because they do not fulfill the first two level. If they already fulfill 2 level, they have enough money, they have enough protection, but the environment is not very friendly, they will not motivated, they will go to other company that provide a very friendly environment, because for them the salary, the protection already fulfilled. What they want is the friendly environment. So this is considered the third important. The first important is the money or the salary, the basic. So after you fulfill the social, then you can you are motivated to fulfill the next need, which is esteem. Okay, what is esteem? Esteem is the needs for personal feelings of achievement and self-worth, such as for internal will be self-respect, autonomy and achievement, and for external like status, recognition and attention. So it means that example like your personal status, like we give what we call this, your position, your title is like head or president. So that one is a title. What you want a title, because why you want the title? Because you already fulfill everything. You already fulfill your income already enough, your protection enough, your friends working environment also very good. What is your next need? Of course you want something to achieve, like your personal satisfaction, like your award or title. That is the fourth needs. If the company wants to motivate employee, the company offer a title, but then the salary is very poor, the environment also poor, the protection also poor, the staff will not be motivated just to have a title, but working in very bad environment, working with very low salary and working with no protection. Of course it will not happen, it will not motivate the staff by promoting the fourth need. You must fulfill all the three levels of need before you promote the fourth level of needs. So you understand, right? So the last one is the self-actualization. Self-actualization, what does it mean? This is the need for full fulfillment, okay, and to show one's ability to the fullest personal growth, meaning everything already completed, everything already fulfilled, you already have a very good salary, a very good environment, very safety environment, you have a good title, you have a good recognition by your employee, you have everybody's respect. So what else you need? You need to fulfill your own personal and your highest level of needs, the maximum needs, the maximum thing that you can do. So that would be the highest one. Not many people can have that. That's why it's very narrow at the top of the pyramid. So everybody are still working on the fulfilling the first 4 level before they can achieve the highest level, which is everything in the life already accomplished, and that would be the highest one lah. So that's why a manager they must understand which level of needs their employee is. If their employee is in the second level of needs, then you can promote, you can increase the motivation by offering the next level of needs. For example, if the person or if the employee, your employee already have a very good salary and they are already protected, you can promote an environment, so you can have a very friendly environment for them to be motivated. If they do not fulfill a motivated, the environment, the social environment that is good, they will move to other company because they already have fulfilled the first two level. So that's why I mentioned to you, each needs has to be substantially satisfied. Then the next need become the dominant one. The person working for the next need, that need will become dominant to that person. So you must be able to identify which level of needs your employee is before you move that person to a higher level. So the highest level just now is self-actualization. The drive to become what is one capable is one is capable of becoming. Meaning that the highest level of needs that drive a person to become the one that he lives for. For example, he lives to be a person that he wishes to be the maximum potential that he can achieve. Okay. So as I mentioned just now, there is a higher level and lower order, because lower order or higher order needs. From these five levels, as you can see, there is 5 levels. The lower order needs, the needs that are satisfied externally, which is physio and safety. As you can see, physio and safety comes from external, not from the internal person. For example, you want to motivate people, you can offer the house, you can offer insurance, you can offer the money. That is external. That's why we call it lower order needs, because you can easily motivate people by offering the external thing. But it must be fulfilled first. That must be complete or accomplished before the higher needs or higher order needs is to be require. So when they require the higher order needs, then they will work to achieve the higher order needs, because they already fulfill the lower order needs. So this one I mentioned just now, the lower, this one is lower, these 3 would be the higher. So in higher order needs, these needs, 3 needs are satisfied internally. This one external, this one will be internal, from the person itself. So the company can offer the external, we call it external incentive, to promote the motivation to the staff. So they offer salary, they offer money, of course, offer protection. So the person will actually be motivated to achieve that. If they already achieve everything, then the company must provide, must promote another boost and motivation boost from the internal part or internal self of the employees by promoting, for example, the environment. Of course, environment cannot be external. Although environment is from external, but the feelings for the environment is come from the employee themselves. Employee the one who feel whether the environment is satisfying or cooperating or helpful, friendly. That is from internal feeling. So that's why social is the first higher order need. In terms of higher order need, the first one is social. The next one, of course, the self-respect. What the person feel, whether the person feel encouraged or they feel respected by other people, they feel that they got the recognition, is their feeling. So this is internal motivation, because if they already have a very good environment, they will want to achieve their full potential. For example, they want to be respected, although they do not have because they already have money. What else they want? They already have protection, they already have good environment, so they want people to respect who they are, in terms of whatever that they say, people will admire. So because of their esteem, this is what they want, because they already fulfill everything. This is from internal, so they will feel motivated to do like this. For example, like why charity events, for example charity program, many people who join the charity program because they already have they fulfill everything, they already have the money, so they want to contribute to the society. Why they want to contribute to the society is to have respect and to have a better feelings of satisfaction, because you can give back to your society. So that is true charity. There is the fourth level of needs, because you fulfill all the three level under the esteem already. Okay, that will be the fourth level. And then the highest level will be the self-actualization, meaning the full potential that the person can achieve. Okay, so as I mentioned just now, self-actualization is the highest level of the higher order, meaning that it's from internal person. So example, like this is the highest dream or highest aim that a person want to achieve. Let's say for example, in terms of a person wants to, the highest dream is, let's say, to climb an Everest mountain, because but before he is motivated to do that, of course he is already fulfill all the four levels under that, which is the person already have enough physiology, income very high, no more to is very wealthy, because everything is already achieved. And for example, good life, good family, good friends, very respected by many people, and so what else to do? There's nothing else unless to fulfill the highest level, which is that's why he can he can achieve the highest needs just now. So there is very low quantity, very peak of the pyramid for the self-actualization. So this following slides will give further example for each of the needs level just now. Like say for the physiology, as I mentioned just now, safety, like insurance, protection, pain avoidance, routine and order. The social needs, the affection, the acceptance and inclusion. So meaning that a person want love, to find affection, because he already have the fulfill the the physiology and the safety. So if you offer love only, person do not need love, person need money, so that's why it will not happen. Person will only need love when they fulfill the two level below that, which is the safety and the basic needs. Okay, the fourth level, another example, further example, like for esteem would be the self-respect, self-esteem and respected by others. Self-actualization, when this person achieve full potential or the fulfillment that a person can achieve. So in terms of this, the highest level, and it must be fulfilled but after everything already achieved. Okay, so that is for the whole Maslow hierarchy of needs. Yeah, so you must remember this theory where Maslow provide us the basic understanding about people need. Human needs many things, and the thing that they need must follow hierarchy from the bottom to the top, and it must be fulfilled for the bottom one first before move to another thing, another higher one. So a company as an organization, employer, they must understand to motivate the employees. Please know your employee which level the employee is in order for you to motivate the person. If the employee is in the social need, then you provide social, so they will motivate. If you provide lower than that, of course they will not be motivated because they already fulfill. If you provide too high, they will not be motivated because they are still in the third level. So you understand that. So now we move to the second of the model, the theory of motivation, which is still under classical theory, because in this chapter you will learn about contemporary. Contemporary theories is a modern theory, but we look into that later on. So, but now we are still in the second theory of classic, which is McGregor. There's now Maslow, right? Now it's Douglas McGregor, and he actually introduced, we call theory X and Y. So it comes after the Maslow just now 1940, yeah, 1943, the first one. So the second one of classic of theory from McGregor is on 1960. Yeah, if you can, maybe we can put here 1943, 1960. These are all the history. Douglas McGregor formulate this theory by explaining two contrasting set of assumptions about individuals and their needs at work. Okay, it's still about the needs, but then only two types based on two contrasting sets of assumption that about in the individuals. So by this theory provide a useful guide to managers in identifying their attitudes towards their employees. So for example, we are talking about employees, right? How they motivated. So just now we are talking about high level. Now we are talking about two different sets. This McGregor will guide the manager. Manager will try to distinguish their employee into two different sets. One is X, one is Y. So what is X and Y? This is where the style of management. Theory X, managers perceive that their subordinates have an inherent dislike of work and will avoid it if at all possible. Meaning that the highest negative, yeah, they're talking about X and Y. So the X will be the negative one, the Y will be the positive one. So the negative, the most negative, which is manager believe that subordinate don't like their work. Subordinate wants to avoid the work. People don't like work. People like money, but people don't like work. That would be the theory X. And theory Y, this theory mentioned that managers perceive that subordinates enjoy work and they will gain satisfaction from performing their job. This is where a positive perceptions, where they think that everyone want to work because they enjoy working. That would be the X and Y. So to further explain, we can define, we can elaborate X and Y in further details. Yeah, as you mentioned in the, as you can see in the slides, theory X would be the lowest with the 0%. of motivation. And theory Y will be 100%, the most positive. It's like a two end from left to right. The left one is X, right one is Y. So employee for X, employee dislike work. So employee must be directed. So what is the direction that the manager must follow? Employee must direct them. Employee must be directed. So be coerced, be controlled, or threatened to get them to put forth adequate effort. Meaning that X, according to theory X, people don't like work. So what manager should do? Manager should put the control. Manager must give direction. Manager must do coercion. What is coercion? Coercion must something like you force your employee to do it. So maybe you can threaten them. You can threaten your employees to do the job, and for example you say, if you don't do this, I will not give the salary. That would be a threaten kind of method. So because why? Manager believe that people don't like to go to work. That's why the manager use coercion or threatening behavior. So in terms of why, employees are self-directed toward achieving organizational goals, meaning that people believe that the manager believe that the employee actually they can have their own motivation. They like work, they like working, people enjoy working, so that's why they are very much like to go to work. So they will have self-directed behavior. They can self-control their behavior. You don't have to control them all the time. Okay, that would be X lah. If you control everything all the time, the manager follow X theory. If manager follow Y theory, they will give freedom to the employees. So the responsibility, where employees wish to avoid responsibility, they prefer to be directed and told what to do and how to do it. This is why the theory X believe that employee don't like the responsibility. That's why they have to be directed and told what to do and how to do it. However, theory Y believes that employees they like responsibility. They seek for responsibility. So motivation for the theory X, employee are motivated mainly by the money, while theory Y, employees are motivated by the desire to realize their own potential. Not because of money, because they are going to have potential. They can maximize their dream. They can achieve what they dream for, their desire. So in theory X, employee can have very little creativity, but for theory Y, employee wish to use their creativity, imagination, and ingenuity in performing the jobs. So in terms of the characteristic of theory X, they are pessimistic, and theory Y, the employee are optimistic, meaning that they think of they are in proactive behavior, they think positive, not like theory X model where the employee are passive and negative and not think of future. So the management style that is very much can be used for the theory X, of course, the authoritarian style of management, where you have to be autocratic. You put orders, you give orders, and you ask for the follower to adopt 100% their instruction. So you'll be like a general to ask the person, like in army, for example, they are in the authoritarian style. So the theory Y style of management, they are using participatory style of management. Participatory It's like you ask the employees to participate to achieve the overall organization goal, meaning that I will give example. For example, in this theory X, where the company, let's say, depends a manager, the style of managing, he or she will check the employees. So he will actually know whether he will actually assume. If he follow theory X, he believe that everybody are not motivated. Everybody do not like to go to work. So that's why he adopt the authoritarian style. They give instruction. They ask the person to follow all the procedures, and when they want to give more, they want to ask for more performance, they will give money as the promotion or the incentive. So for example, they offer the person to do overtime, so they will get more money, or they ask to do more production, we give bonus. So that's why these are theory X. But for a management or manager that follow theory Y, they believe a person goes to work because they enjoy working. They want to have a responsibility. They want freedom. They want to fulfill their dream for that job. So when the managers think, or manager assume that the theory Y is correct, meaning that the staff like doing the job, the staff comes to work because to fulfill their need, their dreams. So what manager will do? Manager will actually give responsibility, give freedom to the staff, to motivate the staff to be more creative, to make own decision, to make own goals, so that this is called participatory, meaning that the decision comes from the employee themselves. So it depends. Basically, this motivation theory would actually give some sort of options, or two different level, two different opposite of style in managing or motivating people, because it depends on the employees themselves. Of course, some employee you can see already in terms of how their behavior, whether they are very X or very Y. So if the company use only one standard ways, basically it will be influenced by the culture very much. So for a very cooperative culture, where you can see the people are mostly Y in the theory, so you will actually give the freedom to the staff. This will motivate them. This will be the main thing why they comes to work, because they like to go to work. If the person like to go to work, but then you use another behavior, you use X. You use X management, meaning that people comes to work because they enjoy. Suddenly you manage them by giving order, right, very autocratic. You don't give freedom. So what happens? This will demotivate. They won't be motivated already, because they like to go to work to fulfill their dream. This is the job that they want to do. So you're supposed to give Y management, meaning you supposed to give freedom. If the person like to go to work but you very autocratic, this will make them become demotivated. They won't be motivated. That's why you give motivation, you give freedom, so they will be motivated to work more, to participate more, to make decision more, to be more creative. Unless you know that the person don't like to go to work. So if you give motivation by having Y management, meaning that the person is X but you use Y management, meaning that you give freedom, what happen? The person won't be motivated, because the person don't like to go to work. Why you give freedom? So of course the person will be not motivated, because work is not important to them. So if freedom or not doesn't matter. They don't like to go to work. So that's why a person like this, you must use X management. You must motivate using the money, because you know when a person don't like to go to work, if but you offer money, they will be motivated, because that's the X behavior, because the motivation comes from external. The Y behavior, the motivation comes from the internal. So that's why this motivation theory would actually define into two types of management, whether to use theory X or theory Y according to the employee's behavior, in order to motivate the employees correctly. If you motivate wrongly, the effect is there is no motivation and people don't perform, because people need motivation to do performance. So you must correctly motivate them according to the correct theory. As I mentioned just now, if a person do not want to go to work, what the motivation that you can do is using the autocratic model that use money for the motivation. And people who like to go to work, which is in Y theory, management use the participatory management, offering freedom, responsibility, decision making, and so on. Okay, I hope you understand this theory X and Y from the McGregor. Okay. Okay, so now we go to the last theory in classical model. So the classical theory number 3 is Herzberg. So Herzberg is using two-factor theory. This is introduced by Friedrich Herzberg. Okay, just now Abraham Maslow, Douglas McGregor. Now last one, Friedrich Herzberg. So we use Herzberg name only. It is on 1959. So this theory assumes there are two groups of factors. Just now there are two groups of behavior. The theory X and Y, we are talking about behavior X and behavior Y. But Herzberg, he is talking about two group of motivators, factors. So what are the factors? First is motivators, and second one is hygiene factors. So there are two parts: hygiene and motivators. So the two factors here, this is the factors: hygiene, Hygiene. Okay. So what is motivators? Basically, motivators is the factor that account for high level of job satisfaction and motivation. It is related to job content, or what people actually do in their work. So motivators will actually give motivation and satisfaction. It is related to the contents of the job itself. While for the hygiene factors can cause dissatisfaction. Okay, you can see here, motivators, basically it is a satisfaction. While hygiene is the dissatisfaction. Dissatisfaction refers to the associated with the job context in which the job is performed. Context. Okay, as you can see the difference, contents and context. So the first one is hygiene. basically why I put here I put the hygiene at the bottom one, because it's like what we learned before, yeah. We must fulfill the hygiene before give motivators. Not necessarily we must fulfill, but the hygiene is something that is about the context of a job. Okay, let us further explain. You can see here from the slide, hygiene factors. Okay, the hygiene factors is the lower level, normally like lower level. It's about the context of a job, like salary, working conditions, company policies. It is more like external. It is more towards the external part that the company provide, yeah, which is the context. So the salary, of course, the income, the benefits, the work conditions in terms of your environment, like the colleagues or the class, the peers that working together, the environment in terms of the office, we can see also something like the safety of the office, and company policies in terms of the procedures that it is used in the company. So this is the context. So if you do not fulfill the hygiene factors, it will affect the satisfaction and will give the dissatisfaction. So dissatisfaction, it will affect the motivation. It will reduce the motivation because it is extrinsic related to the dissatisfaction. So when you do not have enough, you do not offer salary that is required. A person is very need, for example, 2,000 salary, for example, but you only provide 1,000. So what happens? It is the extrinsic factors that do not being achieved. So they will become dissatisfied with the salary that you offer. So when your salary is less than what they will require, so there is no hygiene. As you all know, what is hygiene? Hygiene is something that is clean, right? So it was not clean. So because it's not clean, a person is not satisfied. Person will be angry, and of course motivation will not happen at all. Motivation will be reduced because there is no satisfaction. So dissatisfaction is as you can see, this one and this one is not opposite, yeah. Does not mean if you are dissatisfied, when there is no dissatisfaction you will be satisfied. It will be not the same thing. It is not the same thing. This is negative and this is positive, right? So let's say when you achieve all your level of context just now, just now I mentioned salary or the environment. This is the external one. Extrinsic and external is similar, like what we explained earlier. So when you already you do not achieve the context of a job, you do not achieve salary, you do not achieve environment, you will become dissatisfied. So when you achieve everything here, you achieve salary good, you achieve environment good, you will be what? You will be no dissatisfaction. Dissatisfied meaning you do not satisfy. If you already achieve hygiene is complete. So when hygiene is complete, you will become like neutral. You know neutral level. Still not satisfied. It's still not satisfied and not dissatisfied. It is in the middle. In the middle meaning zero. No No, not you're not even satisfied, or you are not even dissatisfied. You are in the zero or neutral feeling. Okay, we call it neutral. Yeah. So, but in order for you to be satisfied, you must have the hygiene fulfilled. Why? Because let's say, okay, now we go for motivators. Yeah, so I will re-explain, but I will explain motivators. Motivators factors is like the contents of the job. The contents will give satisfactions to you. The contents is like what you do in your job. For example, achievement, responsibility, or even your growth. Okay, I put here responsibility or growth. So in this responsibility is the content. For example, what is your job? Your job is to supervise 10 person. So you will feel that your job is very important because you need to supervise people. People will respect you. So that's why this is giving your satisfaction, because it will be your motivators. So if at the same time, if you do not have enough salary, what happen? You will have dissatisfaction. So it will be contra. So at the end, motivation will be zero lah, will be neutral, because although you have motivation because you already have responsibility, but you at the same time also have dissatisfaction because of you do not have enough salary. So that's why company, they must separate these two factors. First is hygiene factor, and second one is motivators factor, because you want to eliminate all the dissatisfaction. At the same time, you want to increase the satisfaction. You don't want to be at the neutral level. People do not feel satisfied. At the same time, people also do not feel dissatisfied, because you need satisfaction in order to motivate the employees. If the employees are not satisfied, they will not be motivated. Okay, so you must understand, yeah, as I mentioned just now, there is two different factor according to this Herzberg. Because Herzberg mentioned here, you must differentiate the factor about the job. First is the context of the job in terms of salary, environment, procedure-wise. The context must be hygiene. Hygiene too, we are talking about cleanliness, environment, right? So if the environment is not clean, of course we don't feel satisfied. Although we have very good satisfaction in other things, like in our responsibility, in our growth, but we dissatisfied in terms of the environment. So at the end, it will become neutral and there will be no motivation because it will contra to each other. So company, organization and managers, they must ensure the hygiene is there. Everything is hygienic. Your salary, your procedure, environment is hygienic. So people will not feeling dissatisfied. But if you only take care of hygienic, if you only take care of one factor, you take care about hygiene factor, but you don't have motivators, what happen? So you will eliminate dissatisfaction, but there will be no satisfaction also because it become neutral. Because when you eliminate dissatisfaction, everything is clean, people feel that they have no dissatisfaction. No dissatisfaction doesn't mean they are satisfied. In order to make them satisfied, you must able to give this motivators factor. You must be able to implement the factor of motivators. If you only implement factor of hygiene without having factor of motivators, what happen? They will feel no dissatisfaction, meaning that they will feel zero dissatisfaction. But zero dissatisfaction does not mean they have a satisfaction. So that is how Herzberg actually clarify. To motivate people does not mean you eliminate dissatisfaction. You must eliminate dissatisfaction and at the same time add their satisfaction, add on to their satisfaction, increase satisfaction by having contents related job motivators factor, such as responsibility, giving growth, opportunity for achievement. So by having all these motivators, it will actually influence our satisfaction to be more increased and boost our motivation level. So understand, yeah? So you must understand these two concepts of factors by Herzberg, because the hygiene factors and motivators factors is two different factors, and both are important in increasing motivation. Because only if you only take care of one, the other you do not take care, it will become neutral. Okay, so I hope you understand these two factors of theory, motivation theory by Herzberg. So these are all three different classic model of theory of motivation from 1940 until 1960. So it was really a very general, and we will continue later about contemporary or modern theories of motivation that is expanded more towards current motivation. Okay, thank you.